The Khamzat Till duo is undoubtedly the UFC's most favorite pair. From joint intimidation tactics to hardcore training in the gym, the Smash Bros are almost unstoppable. And considering the amount of success they've had, the Swedish All-Stars have just scored their newest training partner. Volkan Oezdemir is the newest fighter to join the Swedes. Keep watching this video as we tell you everything about the newest addition to the Smash Bros. First up, making the move. Volkan Oezdemir is really serious about joining the likes of Khamzat and Darren. For starters, there are a lot of benefits that come with training with someone like Khamzat. He's undefeated, has the mindset of a champion, and doesn't shy away from putting in the hard work. And if a fighter is looking to make his way to the very top of the promotion, pairing up with these guys is the best possible thing one can do. You know what they say, a man's known by the company he keeps. Anyway, shifting back to Volkan, he claims he's moving to Sweden for good. The third best fighter at 205 pounds is currently in the process of moving his house from Switzerland to be near the Smash Bros. As per Volkan himself, he said that there's a fire inside him and he needs to surround himself with the right people to really climb up the UFC ladder. And even though he's the third best fighter at 205, he's still down on the official list, coming in at number 9. So we think he really needs this move to make something out of his career. But even then, the 205-pound division is really tricky. There's not a lot of waiting. Just 2 fights could land you a title fight, and we're guessing that's exactly what Oezdemir is trying to get at. And this might sound a little harsh, but it's the truth. The UFC is nothing but a champion's game today. You either have to be a champion or a contender to make some serious moves at the UFC. Bring in the views, fill up the stands, and Dana will reward you like no one else has. And if you don't believe us, just look at the leader of the Swedish All-Stars. Khamzat attracts eyes. He's a different breed. Dana did give him opponents below his level, but ever since he defeated Dorino, the boss can't get away from giving him a nobody now. So Volkan pairing up with Team Khamzat Till has to be the best move he's made in ages. In our opinion, we think this is really going to help him in his upcoming fight against Paul Craig. Next, we have a rebound. Not only will this help him, but it's what he needs. Volkan is down 2 after losing back-to-back to Yizi Prohaska and Magomed Ankalaev, and he doesn't really have the best of records, to be honest. The power-punching fighter has 17 wins, coming at an expense of 6 losses. But Volkan Oezdemir is taking no time off from working his butt off to win in spectacular fashion on July 23rd. You're probably wondering though, we've told you moving to the All-Stars will help Volkan because he needs it. But why exactly does he need it? Well, let's start with this. He's a good fighter. He's got technique and power. What he's lacking is the right mindset. As hard as this might be to digest, winning isn't enough. You can't just win in the UFC anymore. You have to do it in fashion. And who better to train him about fashion than Khamzat Chimaev-Darren Till? Khamzat's attitude and mindset when he enters the cage is what gets fans all fired up. Pair that with Till's exceptional trash-talking skills, and we got ourselves the perfect fighter. And in case you haven't noticed, the fact that Khamzat is coming up with all these clever comebacks and call-outs is probably because they talk about it the all day. The perfect bromance, eh? But bromance is exactly what you need in the UFC. You need to be backed by guys who are shot callers, guys who make their own path in the league. And while Till may not be there yet, Khamzat's definitely a shot caller. And if you're Volkan, you know the All-Stars have your back in case anything goes wrong. So, at the end of the day, it's all about that mental boost, having strong fighters in the gym and in your corner. And now for the downside. There's one downside to joining the Swedish squad though. Any guesses? Public attention. Want to know why Khamzat is so scary? He comes to fight, dominates, goes home. That's it. That's literally everything we know about the Boers. Apart from being a scary guy, we don't know anything about him. But that's exactly what makes him so special. In fact, that's exactly why the All-Stars are so special. We have no idea how they train, the type of drills they do. Like, take Connor for example. We know everything about him. For starters, he's a really rich guy, and the fact that he gets so much public attention is actually why he's falling down the ladder. We know how he trains, what he eats, where he stays, and where he vacations. There's literally no mystery about him. So, an addition like Volkan to the All-Stars camp has already started to grab a lot of that public attention, and we're hoping it doesn't grow out of hand, because then fighters tend to get a bit sidetracked. Think about it this way. One special fighter training in the gym is just one special fighter. Now imagine 5 to 6 special fighters all training under one roof. The media would do anything to get inside that gym, and that's what we don't want. It wouldn't just hurt Volkan's shot at the title, but it could also be damaging to Khamzat. Next, in other related news, undeniably the greatest. He may not have the best fashion sense, but he's a beast inside the octagon, and UFC President Dana White thinks that he's undeniably the greatest welterweight of all time. Of all time? Don't know. Are we going to rule out GSP so quickly? We're not at all denying the fact that Kamaru Usman is one of the greatest welterweights of all time, but we're not too sure about him being the greatest. And we think Dana's also just trying to build hype by giving this statement right before his rematch against Leon Edwards. It's almost ironic that he called him the greatest and then puts him up against a guy he's already fought. If you really wanted to see whether he's the greatest of all time, why didn't you put him up against Khamzat? Anyway, winning the title is one thing and staying on top is another. another, and the latter is much more difficult. So, we're not taking anything away from Kamaru, but we'll call him the greatest once he's fought an undefeated fighter. Now, similar trajectories. What? Logan Paul surprisingly thinks he and Paddy the Baddy are on similar trajectories. Alright, what's he smoking? Paddy's a professional fighter who loves to eat when he's not fighting. Logan, on the other hand, is a YouTuber, boxer, potential WWE wrestler, and podcast host. Please remind us again how this is similar? Anyway, Logan thinks that both of them will eventually meet for a fight, and that's when he plans to knock him out cold. And in most cases, a UFC fighter would be pretty offended that an amateur YouTube boxer is calling him out, claiming he'll finish their career, but not Paddy. All Paddy said in response is that Logan can come to sit and talk anytime he wants, but he better be prepared to bring the numbers. Logan's also hoping to sign with the UFC and is trying to foster a healthy relationship with boss Dana White. Don't know how that's going to go with younger brother Jake taking shots at the man any chance he gets. The two YouTube brothers think that one of them will eventually fight McGregor, which, to be honest, is just absurd. Finally, just go. In case you thought Nate Diaz was making progress with his "you need me, I don't need you" attitude, you're wrong. Dana White's probably going to let him go after trying to find a fight for him for the past couple of months. Maybe if Nate had actually made up his mind about fighting, he wouldn't be blaming the UFC for his own inactivity. But it seems like Dana has had enough, and he's finally given a verbal go-ahead to Nate Diaz to go and fight Jake Paul. This basically means that the UFC will probably release Nate from the contract, allowing him to go do whatever he wants. Or you could say the UFC is getting rid of him because they simply can't satisfy the massive ego of this man. Anyway, we think Dana has made the right call here. It's not like they denied him anything. He wanted to be released, and they're going to release him. Just go, Nate. You'll be better off getting whooped in boxing. That's it from our side, folks. So, what do you think? Will Volkan joining the All-Stars help him change things around? Do you think it's good for Khamzat to add more and more players to the squad? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.